think I look naked.
That's why I put this on, because I was naked. I had a towel on.
Well, I mean,
I got home and went to the shower.
You know, ratings might go up. We should have a naked broadcast one night. Yeah. You know, like naked news, remember? Did that ever last?
Yeah, we can only show that on YouTube.
Oh, the naked news. I tried. Hey, Lorenzo.
Hey, Lorenzo.
Naked news. Naked melanated queens. Yay! That would be so much fun. You know what I did not do? I feel like I'm
For who? Because I don't like being naked.
I do.
I like looking naked, not being naked.
I love being naked.
I love being naked.
It's like the best thing in the world to me.
It's freeing.
Let
all my cellulite out. I don't care.
The ankle is good. The ankle is good. It's still a little sore, but the ankle is good. And yeah, I got kicked off that live. I went live on Instagram while getting my tattoo on my ankle finished. And that was intense.
I bet it was.
If I can get my finances in order, I'm getting a upside down pineapple on the inside of my wrist before the end of the month.
Uh-oh. Pineapples.
What does that mean? Can somebody help me with that?
It means lifestyle.
Who picked a pineapple? And why?
An upside down pineapple.
Oh, excuse me. I
think it started with Kevin Hart.
No, it was before that. It's always been that.
Oh, okay.
You can trace it back to the history of the upside down pineapple to the 60s.
Okay.
Who knew? Anyway, obviously. Look how much
you can trace it back to upside down pineapple door knockers in the 60s for key parties.
Look at all this information. Well, I know, yeah, that might be true. I guess maybe in the back of my archive I might remember that. When you said the key party, I remember the key parties. Mm-hmm. For all you that don't know what the key party is, you just you would come into someone's home and drop your keys in a bowl, and at the end of the night, a woman or a man, however they were doing it that particular evening, would pick up the key, and whatever key that went,
whatever key they picked up, that's what they played with.
That's what they played with.
That would be some interesting. Okay.
I gotta screen everybody first before I pick a key.
That part. That's what I'm saying. What if you get somebody you're not attracted to?
Right. I gotta screen everybody before I get them. I could do the unattracted. I've done that before.
I can't.
Couple of drinks.
Sometimes the unattracted got some good sex stuff.
That's what I'm saying. But yeah, then when you get them that don't.
But I gotta be able to look at you. That sense, that sight sense has to be turned on for me.
So for me, attraction is not it's not about the way they look. It's about their swag. It's about the way they carry themselves.
If you will be taking one for the team.
All the time, Anthony. I'm always taking one for the team. When do I not take one for the team?
Upside down pineapple means you're open to finding new partners.
Okay.
Oh my.
Something new again.
Yep. You can always teach an old dog new tricks over here, honey. I'm always ready to learn something. Okay. One pineapple. I just got a rose. I'm sorry. I just have a rose. That's it. A rose bud at that. I just have a rose bud.
I have two roses on me. One here, one on my thigh. One red, one blue.
it. I want some cherry. Never mind.
I plan to get a set of lips on my ass.
Ooh, some JewCee lips.
Yep. Nice bright pink with gold hint.
JewCee boutique on your booty.
Say, kiss my ass.
I want a crown with my name purple on it.
All right, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another wonderful, marvelous Monday. We're getting ready also for the NFL to return full throttle. No, we are not giving preseason scores.
No.
Not doing it.
Nope.
Nope.
Next week.
Real season scores, we will be more than happy to share.
Absolutely.
Season, nah. But I'm just letting y'all know I'm going to the Browns practices tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Yeah, I'm up in that. So I'm excited. Pink flamingos. Wait a minute. Pink flamingos mean you're looking for a new
flamingos. What?
Nighttime friend.
Good to know.
So I need to put a pineapple and a flamingo on my wrist.
A pink flamingo. Don't forget.
Upside down.
Flamingos are only pink.
No, they are not. Did you know that?
I've only ever seen a pink flamingo.
They got some black ones and some white ones.
Oh, okay. I ain't never seen them.
Exotic. So it's so hot, and it's not. Here's the thing: it's not hot in Cleveland. It's humid as fuck.
That's the same in Indy. It's like 95 degrees outside.
No, it's 78 here, but it feels like it's 105 outside. And
I think the feels like it's 120 and it's 90 degrees.
Yeah, all you do is move an inch and you're sweating. That's it. Move an inch.
Yep.
So
I'm hot in this room and I got 3 fans on and I'm hot.
It's hot. It's hot. So I just want everybody to know I do have something on. Okay. I have something on. Okay. That's in case you don't see it.
A unicorn is a soloist in a swinger life.
I don't like the term unicorn, but okay.
Okay.
Because unicorns don't be unicorning no more.
Hi, Moses.
Hey, Moses. Hi, bro.
Is it hot in Columbus, baby?
He said it's scorching in Columbus. Scorching, yes.
Y'all took our heat over here because that hurricane took it.
That hurricane?
But it was.
Are you okay?
Oh, yes. Okay, so.
Was you okay from the earthquake, though?
Okay, so I was just about to say that. So I did not feel the earthquake. I just got a notification that it happened. But there were people who live around me that did feel it. So it must not been that much of a earthquake. And where I live, so to explain, where I live is called the San Fernando Valley. It is literally a bowl. We're surrounded by mountains. So all the places that got hit were in essence places that are pretty flat. We did not get hit like the places that were flat got hit. They got the flooding and all of that. My son is like an hour north of me, and they got flooding out there because it's pretty flat out there. But where I am, we just got a heavy rain, like it was a rainstorm. That's what it felt like. We went to the store, got our shit, had a drink, and had some food, and we pretty much had a rain party, and just watched the rain fall. That was it. We was good.
Rain down on me.
Yeah, but that earthquake, I didn't feel that. So the way they make it seem on the news and everything to you all is way worse than what it actually is here. At least that's my opinion.
Well, they just showed some of the areas. They didn't say all areas, but they just showed some of the areas. They really didn't, like what I saw wasn't like a whole lot of differentiation of where the area was. It was just in California.
Yeah, and as you know, California is a very huge state.
Right. And they didn't really tell me. I figure, Mother Nature is doing one. So it's okay if Mother Nature, she's sharing the love. She's smacking everybody some kind of way, shape, form, or fashion.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Yes,
Great.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, the weather conditions are crazy right now. So everybody, please be safe. Heed what the weather, tells you to do. I would say that much. Make sure you're stocked up. Make sure you have a generator. I got myself a little. Look, I feel like we're doing a commercial, but I have a
Is that a
Jackery.
generator?
Yes, I have a power
No,
pack.
a power pack.
All right.
I have a Jackery. So um, it's portable. You plug it in. I can plug in just with this little one. I can. This is for the car. I can do a car plug. I can plug in my laptop if I need to. Of course, your USB is right here. I can do two of those, and then another cord that can input cord that can go right here. So it charges off my car. It can charge off of a solar panel. I haven't gotten my panel yet, but I am going to get one of those, and then I can plug it in at the house and charge it up. So make sure you guys get what you need, but don't wait to the last minute to get no generators, because that's what they mark it up ridiculously high. So it is hurricane season, so everybody just make sure um
Boys will never die in a storm.
That part. Always got a connection for the toys.
right. And just to give you all a heads up, because AT&T for 16 years, stop trying to call people, text them. The call portion of even the call portion for um, cell phones will go down faster than the text will. You can text, you can keep texting, text short messages, just making sure people are okay. That's all you need. You don't need to have a full length conversation at that point in time, because they need to conserve their batteries. And make sure you have a car plug for your cell phone, because if you lose power in your house and you still have your car, you can go out to your car, start your car, and recharge your cell phone to keep everyone updated. So just a couple little tips, if you guys are ever in those situations, um, you know, make sure you're able to charge your phone and stay in touch. But just keep it brief. Don't get on there. We're not gonna have a text war, okay? A tornado's going on, or your power's out. That's one thing we did here out in California. It's like 23,000 people are without electricity.
Yeah, that happens.
I'm so glad you're not.
Yeah, we're real good, and I was prepared anyway. We had actually we've been prepared since COVID. Because remember when COVID first started, they told us that like electricity and shit was gonna go out and all this good stuff, and yeah, and my ass went out and got a whole bunch of shit, so I still got all of that.
Yeah. So it's, just, guys, just be prepared. I'm not no camper person. My sister had one of these, and I borrowed it when I was in Indianapolis for the Gay Pride event, and I fell in love. I'm like, what? And it's like,
I
wait,
see some of those on TikTok where you see like the people using the stuff for like camping, and I'm like, ooh, that looked like it would be like super freaking cool.
girl, so easy. So easy. It has a display of how much juice you're using. It is so easy. I should have had one of these a long time ago. So, even here where I live at, a lot of times, that one night I lost power. It was crazy. When we get storms that come through, because I live right by the lake, sometimes, we get the power knocked out. So, I'm happy I have this now, because it might take them a little bit of time to get our power back up, so I can at least not lose all my food and stuff like that, like I have in the past. Because I can put a power strip on here and plug it in, and plug in a couple of things. But just make sure you're prepared. That's all, guys. Just make sure you're prepared. So tonight we have a great topic for you. Our person, let me just see. Oh, I'm sorry. Waiting on, he has not joined us yet. He said okay, but nothing yet. Okay. Anyway, we'll just keep it moving. We'll just keep it moving. I gave him the link. So, but we are going to be talking about there he is. He must have heard me talking about him. See? Let me go get him real quick, guys. Let me go get him. All right. Hello, sir.
We see a bald head.
We see a bald head. Mark, can you? Is that him? Is that him? We see your eyeball. Can you hear us?
Mark. He doing something.
He's doing something.
Really, Siren, really.
He doesn't have any volume. And I lost him. So hopefully he'll come back in. He must be having a few little difficulties, so we'll see what happens. But once again, I forgot. Wait a minute. I am Miss JewCee.
we sure just got all the way through everything and did not introduce nothing.
Nobody.
Nada. Oh Lord of mercy. What is we gonna do with us?
Welcome once again.
Special today.
Welcome to JewCee Tales Erotic Chat. I am your hostess, Miss JewCee, and these are my beautiful co-hosts, Miss Siren out in rainy California right now, and Miss Purple Rain down in hot hell Indianapolis right now.
It's 86 degrees at 9:30 at night, bro.
And
what the hell?
And this is Miss JewCee in hot and humid Cleveland. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. We didn't even introduce ourselves. So hopefully, Mark is obviously having some technical difficulties, but hopefully he'll be able to get on here. And we are attempting to get Mark Mosley on here as well tonight to talk about our wonderful topic, because not only is he in a poly relationship, but he also has a poly group on Facebook, and they are people of color that are in the poly lifestyle. So it'll be great to have his feedback. So hopefully he'll be able to join us shortly. But tonight, our lead is not myself. Tonight, our lead is Miss Purple Rain. She will be kicking off talking about the poly lifestyle. So first of all, y'all, go get your pen and paper. Get ready. If you miss any of this, make sure you rewind, you find, you get on the links, you do whatever so that you can get this information, because it is going to be something powerful, and we're going to teach you an alternative lifestyle that you just might be interested in. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Purple Rain.
Hi, everybody. All right, so y'all always kill me with this pen and paper with me. I know I speak from an educational background, so okay, I get it. But this is going to be a little bit more of a casual, hopefully a casual conversation today about polygamy or polyamory or whatever it is you call it, because they're all completely different things. We've kind of lumped them all into this one big family of poly, when there's actual different suffix. Is it a suffix? At the end of the word, when it's not the prefix, it's the suffix, right?
Yes.
There are different suffixes that go with poly. So you have polyandry, polyfidelity, you have polyamory, you have polygamy. It's all kinds of different things. But at the end of the day, being poly is a form of ethical non-monogamy or consensual non-monogamy. So you have E&M and C&M, which to me are pretty much the same thing. Basically meaning that you and your partners are open and honest about what type of relationship or open relationship it is that you want. You have your sense of rules and regulations that you go by, which is what makes it ethical or consensual. There's that word, consent. Consent.
Consent and ethical.
Non-ethical non-monogamy is cheating. Because you're lying and you're scamming. Why is he looking at us like
I
that?
mean,
Hi, Mark.
Hello, ladies.
There he is. Yay! He said, "Why is he looking?"
He
Why?
was looking in the eyeball in the camera
right, I'm
like,
like,
what's
what I
going
do?
on?
What I do?
You ain't do nothing. I just love poly conversations because people think that being poly is any different than being monogamous, and it's not.
That part. It is still a relationship and there's still some things that have to be discussed.
Still communicating.
But to give the clinical definition by the website choosingtherapy.com, polyamory is a type of ethical non-monogamy that places the emphasis on deep, intimate relationships with more than one romantic partner.
Which technically I don't agree with because I can be in a relationship with you, love you, never have sex with you, and I can do the opposite, have sex with you and not love you. So
That is true, but
relationships to
intimacy is more than just sex, Mark.
right, but when people hear romantic, they automatically go to sex.
That is
See,
true.
we have people who equate nudity, love, and sex as they're all intertwinable, versus saying, I'm your friend. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to have sex with you, but I still love you.
Right. I mean, I have a partner that we are technically part of our polycule, but me and her are platonic. But I love her.
You don't even want to hear mine. You don't want because me, my partner, and her husband all live in the same house, and
Okay.
but most people don't understand how.
But you and him aren't intimate and romantic.
No,
You're
Right.
her partner, right?
she's my partner, she's his partner, and me and him call each other brothers.
So it's a polyandry situation.
If you want to call it that.
Okay.
But people ask once we say that she has two men, the first thing comes out, oh, they must be bi.
No.
Wait. But I say women don't have to be bi being poly. Goes back to the sex thing, where
First of
people
all,
automatically assume when a man has more than one woman that they have
that
to
the
be
women
with.
are all sleeping together. Yeah, no.
Here's the reason why. Shall we go with it again? Hollywood. Yes.
It is
True. But
entertainment.
I was going to say, when it comes to situations where the woman has more than one man, there are rare instances where the men are romantic with each other. Most of those situations are situations where they call themselves brother husbands. They do not intertwine with each other romantically at all. And they are both heterosexual men who happen to be in love with the same woman. I don't understand why people feel like that is just not possible.
Because men aren't supposed to share. They're supposed to be an alpha male. They're supposed to be this. Because they say which one of y'all are betas? Which one? No, neither one of us are betas.
There are
Because
so many cultures in our African culture where the women are the head of the tribes and they have multiple husbands. That is our culture.
Yes.
It is not just our culture for men to have multiple wives. It is our culture where there is a matriarchy that leads the whole entire village, and she got kids by multiple men, and those men follow her. Like, I don't understand.
And
that's
sometimes
we know where it came from.
and
We know.
sometimes you
Yeah.
have the women that actually will marry another woman because her husband is no longer, and in order to take care of her inside the community, that woman will have another wife.
I was watching
See,
something on TikTok the other day because I'm always watching TikTok, and somehow my TikTok has me fixated on not just poly TikTok, but African culture of TikTok. And there was a woman, she said her father was from a tribe in Africa. I can't remember which one she said, but he was telling her that the poly situations in their tribe were woman led. The women led the tribe, and they had children by these men, and the men, it didn't matter who the father was because the woman was the head. The woman's last name is the last name that the children took. It
I
was
saw
all
that.
about
I
the
know what you're talking
matriarchy.
about. I saw that too.
I did too.
It was about the matriarchy. The woman was the head of the family. It didn't matter. She did what she wanted to do. She was the leader. And not to say that all situations where women have multiple men are that way, but it's possible.
It's also
definitely
possible, and
possible.
it's also possible in Native American culture as well.
Exactly. But to me, that's all part of African culture to me. I mean, I know it's Native American, but I think sometimes we forget how blended our two cultures really are.
Yeah, it's yeah, and once again, you have to remember
It's about being an indigenous to any land, because if you look at the indigenous people of all quote unquote different cultures, they all look like us.
Here's the thing. A lot of people remember we're talking about basically a genocide when you stop and you think about it.
Yep.
Genocide of our culture. They can't speak their language. Let's rip their families apart. We're going to put them on these slave ships. You're going to lose your names, your identity. You're going to lose your culture. We're taking all of that away from you. And for a lot of years, this has been like this, I mean, slowly but surely we're regaining our knowledge and our culture, but it's an uphill battle because we've been indoctrinated.
Well, yeah, people still got slave mentality. They still think that the book that we were given that we weren't supposed to be able to read to begin with is the end all be all, and patriarchy is supposed to be the end all be all.
And in addition, I mean, we until you know where you came from, you can't possibly know where you're going. You have to know where you came from. And exactly. A lot of one dear friend of ours said something years ago to me, and it was very interesting that he said this. This is a young man, very bright, stated that, we just talk about slavery. We need to stop talking about slavery. And I told him, no, we don't. I said, we don't need to not stop talking about slavery, but what we do need to talk more about is how we were before slavery.
So when people say we need to stop talking about slavery, I say, okay, so can we stop talking about the Holocaust?
That had never happened.
Talking about the Holocaust, then we're not going to ever stop talking about slavery.
Well,
so that's like asking the Native American Indians to stop talking about how they lost their land.
Exactly.
Colonization.
So the thing of it is that with all of this that has happened to us, and this is all cultures, regaining who and what you are, you're going against so much, like I said, that has been indoctrinated, that people question, people don't understand, people don't see this as okay. They don't see that, they're going by a Bible that's missing bits and pieces, lots of bits and pieces that has been mistranslated. Because
it wasn't mistranslated. It was translated for its purpose.
Well, I mean,
control. But in a sense, it was mistranslated.
And
it's mistranslated in the fact that, like you said, it's translated for its purpose. But when you take out 66 books that give a different context to the books you did put in the Bible, then what else do you expect? It's geared towards patriarchy.
I like decolonizing conversations. Well, thank you, Kat. Because it all kind of goes hand in hand. It really does. It does. Mm-hmm. it goes hand in hand when you're sitting down and you're talking about why we feel certain ways. For example, myself in the BDSM world, I'm not able to call my dom the word master. Never knew why. I couldn't, I didn't, it just didn't, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right rolling off my tongue. It still doesn't, you know. That wasn't a word I could use. Well, at the time, I only knew about my mother's side of the family being part of the Underground Railroad. It wasn't until later on that I learned not only were we part of the Underground Railroad, my ancestors, but we were also slaves. So in my psyche, in my ancestors, that word's not coming out my mouth.
I mean, I think that's a trigger for when it comes to BDSM world. I think that slave master bond, well, that slave master thing is a trigger and a hard no for a lot of people of color.
Mm-hmm.
I know there are people that participate in it, but a lot of us are triggered by that.
Yeah, I'll never call myself a master. I always call myself a dominant, but I will never have a slave, or I will never take that person's ability to speak to me freely away from them.
Well, I won't say that because I
No,
have had a slave or two, but I won't do
well,
it to my own men. I won't do it to my men of color.
right, and and all of my submissives have been women of color, so
Yeah.
so I will never allow myself to go down that route
Yep.
because I don't want to, as you said, trigger. Because I know my heritage. I still have my great great grandparents' wedding certificate from 1897.
Mm.
He watched his sister get sold in slavery, so I know what that trigger does for me. That's on my grandmother's side. On my grandfather's side, I am a descendant of a slave owner. My great great grandmother was his mistress, and he left his plantation to her in Virginia.
Yep. Same with my
So
family. That's why I like skin like this. Plantation in
so
Louisiana.
so I understand the dichotomy and the issues that people have, but I tell them don't listen to what you're being taught in school. Listen to what you're being taught at home, because home is going to give you your real education. School is going to teach you what they want you to know. What they
If
at,
that.
at home they teach you what you need to know.
Not when it comes to slavery. They didn't erase it from the school books.
Exactly.
They didn't erase
That's
it
why
from the school books to keep the other kids from feeling guilt.
Anthony says, I am of the opinion that there is a difference between slavery and the other events in the fact that we purchase the trauma when we revisit it. I don't think I guess for myself, when you know what you know,
right?
When you know what you know, I guess is the best way to put it. When you know what you know, the trauma is always going to be there. Trauma doesn't really go away. There are triggers that can bring back the memories, or it's not so much that you always want to revisit something that was traumatic, because the mind is very powerful. For example, my mother, when she passed, I can look at the death certificate, but cannot remember the date that she died. Okay, for me, that was a very traumatic day, and I have a mental block. So the mind is very powerful. The mind will keep that for me. But I can remember how I felt when I was being raped. Very traumatic. Doesn't come back to me until something similar might happen, which I've explained before, when somebody holds my wrists, when I'm pinned down. That trauma comes back. Trauma doesn't go anywhere. you learn how to deal with it in a lot of senses, but the trauma is still there.
Yeah.
Trauma
But-
doesn't go. It doesn't leave. It can be re-triggered.
So, kind of to backtrack a little bit, we got off on that conversation because we were talking about how we lost our sense of normalcy when it comes to ethical non-monogamous relationships because of our indoctrination into a patriarchal society. Which has to do with why what Mark was saying earlier about why most people assume that if all parties involved are not romantically involved, then there's something they question whether or not it's a real poly or not. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Because
I went online to Google different types of polyamory, and it gave me 10 different types of poly relationships. So I'm going to name them off, and then if you all want me to give the definitions of each one, let me know, okay? So we have polyfidelity, hierarchical polyamory, solo polyamory, parallel polyamory, non-hierarchical polyamory, open marriage, polyandry, garden party polyamory, and single polyamory.
Hold on. What the hell is garden
Okay,
party?
yeah. So, I'm gonna need you to backtrack on all of those, and I'm gonna need definitions for each one of those because there are some
Got
of
it.
those I
Now,
I
there
do
are some that
recognize.
aren't on this list, so I'll go. You want me to say the ones that I know of that aren't on this list before I go over these definitions?
Finish going over, but then go to the definitions.
Okay, so the ones that I know of, and some of them might fall into a couple of these definitions, but open and closed triads, as well as closed quads.
Triad meaning 3, quads meaning
Triad
4.
meaning 3, quad meaning 4,
Thank
and
you.
then a kitchen table poly. But I think that might be the same definition as the garden party polyamory when I get
it's
to
close.
the definition. They're
It's
close.
close.
Okay.
Not the same.
Okay. So kitchen table is the kind that I want. I want a nice old happy kitchen table, maybe about 10 people at the kitchen table.
So you want a polycule.
I do. I want a polycule. I do.
I don't know if I want that.
See, we have a kitchen table here. We have a kitchen table.
Okay, hold
every
up.
Sunday.
Hold up. I'm sorry. I'm lost. What is kitchen?
Okay, so yeah, let's go back to those definitions, those words
Okay.
you gave us. And
So we'll start with single. I'm sorry, because there's a single and a solo. Single polyamory. Single polyamory is you can have 0 partners and be polyamorous, which is why it's called single polyamory. So I'm poly, but I'm single. I currently don't have any partners, but I'm still poly. You can't change the fact if you are an open person to polyamory. Just because you are single at the moment doesn't mean that you aren't poly.
Okay.
Okay. So now this one is the one that triggered y'all to want questions. A garden party polyamory. The name comes from the idea that all could be friendly and social at a larger garden party, so you don't mind seeing them with their other partners.
One more time, please.
I'm still slightly confused because that just sounds like a bunch of swingers getting together.
Right. Say that one more time, please.
Not really. So I'll read the definition again and then I'll explain it.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm waiting for it to come back up on my screen a little bit bigger. So where'd it go?
I'm gonna speak on something that you said about saying this for a few years now. That a lot of get to quote unquote poly, they no longer want to present poly. They want that unicorn for their own.
Mark, you're breaking up. You gotta. I don't know. You don't have a strong signal.
Yeah, if you're moving,
If
yeah,
you're
it
moving
makes sense.
around, yeah, we've lost. We're not.
Hold
We're
on, let
hearing.
me go out and come back in.
Okay.
Okay. So while he's doing that, I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna give the definition of garden party polyamory, but then I'm gonna explain it because there's an example in here. When I expanded it, it gave me an example. So the name garden party polyamory comes from the idea that you all could be friendly and social at larger garden parties. So you don't mind seeing them periodically and are not looking to keep everything separate. Meaning, some folks don't want to have a friendship with their metamor. While they're not looking for a kitchen table polyamory, which usually means everybody knows everybody and everybody's friendly with everybody, they also recognize how challenging parallel polyamory can be when you have two serious romantic partners. So, this is a way for all partners to be able to attend some type of important event, like birthdays, graduations, birthdays, graduations, anniversaries, stuff like that. And the example they use is John has a birthday dinner coming up, and his wife and girlfriend will both be in attendance. So they don't necessarily interact with each other, but they're cordial enough to be at big events together.
So in essence, you can be mature enough to not cause no drama.
Yeah.
I can dig that. I can definitely dig that. Because I would not want, like, what's the point of the drama?
I don't like drama.
Not at all.
Okay.
Like with all of those, like for me, I guess. Okay, so what's the next one?
Hold on. So the next one is polyandry. Polyandry is usually referred to as one woman being married to multiple men at the same time. So, or in relationships with multiple men at the same time, which is the situation Mark is in. Polygyny, however, and that's spelled Polyggyny, is one man with multiple women. So those are the complete opposite of each other. Polygyny and polyandry.
So polygyny is one man, more than one woman.
Multiple women, correct.
And polyandry is
one woman and multiple men.
So polygyny. So we say polygamy, and it's really polygyny.
Yes, because polygamy is about marriage only.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Being polygamous is the term for the marriage part only.
Got it. Okay.
Polygyny and polyandry are the types of polygamy. And then polyamory is the umbrella to all of them because it's about having multiple loves.
Got it.
I think I got him.
Oh, you getting him back? Oh, he's back. He went
back by popular demand.
Yeah, I went and got on my desktop.
We appreciate you for that.
Yeah. Usually we're finding that on this platform, the desktop works best than a cell phone or iPad.
Yep. So the next one is my favorite. Open marriage. Can we guess why that's my favorite?
Because you're
That's
married
what
in
you
the
want.
Huh?
Because that's what you want.
It is.
That's
Can
what I
we just be
live.
free and honest with each other and just
That's
date
what I
other people
live.
and be married only to each other? Because I don't want multiple husbands.
See, so okay,
but
so
is
on the open marriage part, and I feel like the only reason why because that's what I have right now.
Mm-hmm.
The open marriage part of it, there are, the way I see it, there are still other dynamics within that for me.
Yes, definitely.
So, like for
Mhm.
me, with the open marriage, I have the solo for me. I have adopted the solo poly for myself,
Correct.
but I am in a marriage.
And that's what I'm saying. I want a polycule, but I only want to be married to one person.
But
And I
see,
want
for
us
me,
to be able to move and love and have relationships with other people, but he's my core.
I can understand that, but for me right now, with where I am in my life, the solo poly works for me in within the open marriage.
I agree.
Because at this point,
Now,
I don't want a collective per se at this point in my life right now. That could change, but for right now, I really do not I want to be able to focus really on myself.
I agree. I mean, and some people need that. Some people absolutely need that. I think the open and honesty about an open marriage and the flowing of that to me works for me because of the fact that I'm pansexual. So I truly fall in love with people based on who the person is. It has nothing to do with gender or disposition or anything. It has truly to be with about who they are on the inside. And most heterosexual men aren't going for that. And I need to be able to move the way that I need to move when it comes to a relationship. Because most men get offended, especially the men that are attracted to me. They get offended when I say I've dated a trans woman before, and I'm like,
Hey, Jay.
"Hi, Jay."
okay,
Um,
hey Jay,
when I tell
I
people, "Huh? Yes,
time out.
yes, Mark."
Time out. See, this is where males don't understand. You're dating the trans woman,
Yes,
not him.
exactly.
Right.
So if you are dating them, what does that have to do with him?
I'm not
Because
asking him to date her. Exactly.
see, that's where people keep making this go back to the
I know
beginning.
you not, Jay.
Making
We've had
about
that
sex.
conversation before.
You know, my partner and Darren knows Peaches is pansexual.
Mm-hmm.
She's attracted to everybody just as you are.
Mm-hmm.
She's told me she's dated trans men, trans women, gay men, bi men, the whole spectrum.
Yep.
That has nothing to do with her love for me. Now, if, like I tell anybody, don't hurt her. I don't care your gender. I don't care your orientation. Just don't hurt her. That's where I think we go back to the society is still looking at their partners as property and not partners because you're
Exactly.
they're more worried about losing them to somebody else versus letting them be who they are. If I met you tonight, I'm already attracted to you, not just by your physical appearance, but by the way you talk.
Thank you.
And by you saying that you're pansexual, I have to understand, knowing that my attraction for you, you may tell me if we do ever go get to that point, I may be attracted to a trans woman. Okay, hi, how you doing? I'm Mark. Blah 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 blah. You are la 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 la. Just don't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that stops.
Exactly.
And I think we get so caught up in everybody has to be in a relationship with everybody versus just letting that partner be who they are and let them do their thing and you do your thing. Because my time with my partner is my time with my partner. I have other potentials that I deal with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the phone with one. No, she does. Hey, girl, how you doing?
Exactly.
And
I think this is more of I guess where I kind of see it is a mind your business kind of thing.
I
Mine is
agree.
praise you. Because see, the thing is that like you just said, you're pansexual. Right now, I'm saying that I'm heterosexual. That can change though, and I do understand that. But just because if you and I are in a relationship, you're pansexual, I'm heterosexual for all intents and purposes, for what I know. What your sexual preference is honestly really outside of myself, or what you do with me is really not my business.
Yeah, but
That's
here
where I get for me the solo poly thing works for me, because for me it's a thing of I don't want to necessarily have to be concerned about your preference. As
Yep.
long well, all I want to be concerned is what it is when you're with me. Period. That's it. What outside of me, when I'm not there, when I'm not around, is none of my goddamn business.
but the problem is people make it their business, because I think Mark just really hit the nail on the head. Everybody feels like ownership. It's my wife, my husband.
Yep.
Ownership.
Everything is about ownership. It's like it's about ownership and property. Instead of becoming when you become a wife, you don't become a person. If you even sometimes, we women have been married. I've got to take his last name. You know what I'm saying? This is my wife. And I understand people are proud to have you in their lives and things like that. But once again, we have been indoctrinated to believe
Yep.
that in the Bible it's saying you should forsake all others, which that is not what it means. It does not mean forsake all others when you're talking about a man and a wife. It's talking about forsake all other gods. But we don't talk about that.
Well, that's
Mhm.
because they cherry pick the Bible.
Exactly.
Just like it says,
Exactly.
what a man and wife do in their bedroom should never be defiled.
Exactly. Now,
So
Jay hit the nail on the head with that, though, and it summed up what you said. He said, "Small minds put people in a box," and that's exactly what that is.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because we also, once again, you got to understand where things come from and why we are the way we are now. Because let's just be honest, this panel right here is not going to be like other people that that we may reach to and talk to and preach to. Because people have this is the only way it's supposed to be. You are supposed to be married till death do us part, through sickness, through health, through the good, the bad, the ugly. You're supposed
then why
to be with this person. You're married at 20, and you're supposed to, let's just say both of you live till you're 80. You're only supposed to be with
Well,
this one person from the time you 20 to the time you 80 for 60 years.
let's
Good
be
luck.
clear. Some of us, all of that shit is from the Bible, and a lot of us feel like Christianity and all of that good crap that say you're supposed to do that shit is actually
bullshit?
very much so abusively bullshit.
So, let me say this, because this is the reason why I became polyamorous. We are all human. We all got eyeballs. And just because you love somebody doesn't mean you're not going to lust after somebody else.
And all of our emotions and feelings are
And
not connected to anybody
you
else.
have to take this into account. Yes, marriage has been around for a long time, but until about the 1900s, maybe even the 1930s, 1940s, marriage was a business contract.
It
You
still is.
married, it is
It
still
still
a
is.
business contract. But before the 1940s, people were not marrying people that they had feelings for. They were marrying to keep status. They were marrying
Property,
for a dowry. They were marrying for property.
wealth, generational wealth, to keep things within the family. No,
Exactly, Jay.
agreed, J
Monogamy is
Dub.
not
Monogamy is not natural.
monogamy is not natural on either
It's not.
end, the female side or the male side.
No,
And that
monogamy.
got
Always remember, monogamy is man-made, and
That
it
part.
is human
as is
nature
religion.
to be
That
fruitful
part.
and multiply.
Fruitful and multiply. And I don't have no issues with having a life partner. I'm all for it. But I don't want anybody to ever feel like you have such a hold on somebody's heart that they not gonna lust or love someone else other than you in their lifetime. Because we change daily.
Well, it's
I think
unrealistic.
people need to understand. I think people
It's
need to understand that
unrealistic.
life is not. I think life is not one size fits all.
It's
Just
not.
because one person's relationships looks like this does not mean that yours is going to look like that or even should look like that.
But
It is a case by case situation.
I know people that have been married for 20, 30 years, and you can't tell me that somebody didn't step out or they ain't decided to live an open marriage. Just because what they show you on the forefront doesn't mean that's what's really going on behind closed doors.
I'm going
let's
to tell
be
a story.
let's be real. I literally just celebrated my
Hold on.
22nd wedding anniversary on Friday.
Our co-host would like to say something. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mark.
I'm sorry.
I want to use what y'all both said. My maternal grandparents were married for 25 years. When my aunt graduated college, guess what happened? They got divorced. My grandfather married his second wife. Guess who I met at his funeral?
Wife number 3?
No, an aunt and uncle who was 10 years younger than me.
Oh, wow.
So he was this big old guy in his church. But when he died, I found out I have an aunt and uncle. And I'm like, damn, did I sleep with my aunt? What does she look like? Because I did not know that I had family.
Aunt and uncle.
Right. So everybody's like, why are you so upset? I'm not upset. I'm more concerned because I might have slept with family. But this is where religion, which is man-made, because I remember, I'm using a quote in the Bible, Jesus didn't have a religion. The Romans created the word Christianity so they could control the followers of Jesus.
Yep.
They created the Roman Catholic Church, which then people broke away from the Catholic Church and created the non-denomination. That's why you have Christianity. And so people, well, what faith do you have? I have a faith in a higher power. I got out of the denomination because the denominations are the controlling factor, which is you have the masters who said we can't keep them chained physically, we'll keep them chained mentally. And that was 130 years, 106, 155 years.
I definitely believe in a higher power, but I also believe in the elements. And there's nothing that's going to ever change that about me. And in believing in the elements, you know that love is ever fluid.
Yes. Because
love is ever fluid. Love changes like the wind and like the water. And you can't tell me that it's natural to just be in love with one person for the rest of your life. Because and again, I'm going to say this. People change daily. And when you change daily and have daily evolution, there's going to be something about somebody else that calls to your evolution that your current partner does not have.
I've been married twice.
Change is the only constant.
And
I've been married once, but I swear, I've probably loved a total of 9 people in the last 10 years. And some of them I still love because there's something about them that still has my attention. And there's something about them that is still part of my current evolution.
And that love for that person has nothing to do with anybody else.
It has nothing to do with how I feel about anybody else.
And that's where I think people lose sight. Like I said earlier, people equate love, sex, and nudity all together because that's what the movies have created. You see somebody, you fall in love with them, then you have sex, you get naked, and you have sex with them.
No, we have a good one too. Hold on, go ahead, Miss Siren. How does it go?
Which one? Porn is entertainment.
No. The woman that
the sex talk?
The woman that sees the man across the room. What happened?
Oh, so you walk in a club and you see this. Oh my God, he is absolutely gorgeous. Locks just all down here.
You done married him in 5 seconds.
just pecking, and you done seen him. You have actually walked up to him, found out his name. You done actually got engaged. Started dating, engaged.
Had a
Y'all
baby.
now are married. Now you got his kid, and now you done went through the whole divorce thing, and you don't even know his name. You don't know his name.
And this is, but this is
All you
but
did
we-
was look across the room.
I used to see him. That's it. That's it. We ain't talk. We ain't. And that's gonna
You
be.
right, Jay.
And then
Jay said, "I can love many people and be in love with one." That's
And I
true.
can,
But
yes,
to
and I
me,
can love many
when you-
people and be in love with more than one as well.
but that's what I was gonna say. That is definitely possible to be in love with more than one person. But the way he worded that makes me think of this. Being in love with one person is a complete choice. That's kind of like how I'm saying I want my life partner. Now, what we do outside of that, we're each other's core. We're the center. And everything else around us and every other relationship around us is in orbit, just like the planets. And it to me, that's the way life is supposed to be. And everybody has their different variation of how things are supposed to go. But for me, that's how it's supposed to be.
And it's about that. This is not one size fits all.
It's not.
well, and they've made it.
A
They've made
business
it.
partner,
They
exactly.
have made it. They have tried to make it that, and I think it's been like that for so long. I do see a shift. I do see a change. I do see more platforms that are talking about alternative relationships, more events that are delving into alternative relationships, more conversations about poly. Mark has his group that he they travel and he talks about the poly lifestyle. So I feel like people, I think in the back of their minds know that, gee, I wish we could do something different, because we are that type. Humans are like that. We want to evolve. We want to change. We want to be entertained. Okay. We want to be entertained. We love variety. Don't let nobody tell you they don't like variety, because they do. Variety is the spice of life. Anyone that sits and tells you that, remember we talked about you getting married at 20 and you done when you were about 80 with your marriage, and in those 60 years, y'all didn't just do the missionary position.
Nope.
Oh,
There's
you talking about Sealy? Just letting him do his
yeah,
business?
just like but
Do his
what happened
business,
with,
yep.
but wait a minute. What happened with Sealy? That's a perfect
Right.
example.
Oh, I use that all the time. Sealy
Right.
met Suge. Suge opened her eyes,
Right.
and she told Mr.
Damn.
And if you watch the end of the movie, how many you saw? Sealy, Suge, Harpo, Squeak, and Oprah's character, Sophia, all
Mhm.
living in the same house.
Yep.
But I was going to
It
say,
was less
you know what the
communicated.
problem is with humans? We have been taught we define validation necessary. We have to be validated in our relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's by our parents. Well, as children, we look for validation from our parents to make sure, oh, you did a good job doing this, you did a good job doing that. So we now still seek that validation in our relationships. My grandmother asked me and Peaches why we're not married. I'm not going to explain to my 92-year-old grandmother that we're not living a traditional lifestyle, because she's gonna be like, well, why are you messing with that marriage? One, I'm not messing with it. But I don't want to have to explain to a 92-year-old woman how relationships aren't the way you were in 1949 when you married my grandfather.
Right.
In 2000.
And that might not have been completely.
No, my grandmother swears that my grandfather cheated on her. But I know for a fact, my grandmother, like you said, lusted after. She saw fine men. She thought my grandfather was fine, but she would never cross that line because that's what she thought. I know
it was a different time too.
Right, but my maternal grandmother was poly, and I met all her boyfriends. So
it's a different.
I've met people who, the two women have been best friends their whole life and had husbands.
But they were lovers.
And them two women were lovers. And the husbands knew.
It was a
The
marriage.
kids didn't know.
So they were beards.
They were married to good.
No, not even beards. They were a quad. The men just weren't romantically involved. The men were best friends.
Okay.
See, everybody thinks that monogamy has always. Come on, we know that being an alternative lifestyle has been around forever.
Since the beginning of time, since the beginning,
everything was underground back. Everything was underground back in the day. Now they kicked that door down. Now that we're kicking down the door of non-monogamy, everybody's up in the uproar because.
Well, I don't think
they still trying to come to grips with the door being knocked down. That the first trans man was actually in 1910 and was a celebrity, and they still trying to deal with that.
That's not true.
I know it's not true, but that's the one that they use.
Right. Well, I'm saying
it was a white woman who he was born a woman and lived his life as a man. He could never have the surgery, but he had a wife and everything, and was a singer and a celebrity and in Hollywood. And they didn't know until the day he died that he was born a woman. And this was in 1910. So if that is that close in our history, we know it existed before that.
I mean, and if you look at one of the things that I have done research on, if you do go back to the Roman times, if you do go back before they decided that they were going to have the Roman Catholic Church, if you go back and you look at how they lived, oh yeah, the emperors were having sex with
everybody.
With everybody. They had boys, they had men, they had boys, they had any depravity that they wanted to have. And it wasn't until I think some of them got maybe a little bit out of hand, we'll say that, that people had a problem with it. Other than that, there was no problem with it. Everybody was doing it.
Let's go here, because like you said, everybody was doing it. Let's go back to Greek times and Greek history.
Yeah.
The problem that they had with Xerxes was because he wasn't masculine enough, and they felt like he didn't deserve to be an emperor because he was non-binary. Because in Greekdom, even though they were sleeping with boys and doing whatever they did with each other, they were still men first.
Right.
And that whole thing with Sparta and Greece and that war with Xerxes was all about the fact that they thought he wasn't masculine enough. And because even in the movie, when they describe him, he had a bald head and jewels adorned his body and piercings, and he had men and women at his feet. He was non-binary and he loved who he loved. That was the problem. They felt like he didn't deserve his position of power because he didn't look like a man.
That's why he killed his father.
Exactly.
Yeah, movies. People have forgotten that if you really go into history, even in the Bible, when they talk about Sodom and Gomorrah, it had nothing to do with
homosexuality.
No, it had to do with rape.
Oh, jeez.
They were raping girls. They were raping.
It had to do with rape and bestiality.
So I tell people, if you're gonna talk about it, know what you're talking about. But we have come to a time where polyamory is going to become the norm because the way society works, even if you're not romantically involved, it's going to become financially beneficial to have multiple sources of income.
First of all, the economy sucks right now, and it's going to take at least 3 incomes to run a household here real soon.
Our household has 3 incomes in it. We built a brand new house. We all contribute to the house.
2 incomes is tight right now, so you know for a fact it's going to be at least tight soon with 3.
Right, and it's getting tight with 3. So, people keep saying, "I don't want no other."
Especially in America, where people love to be lavish. I need a 4 or 5 bedroom house. I need a swimming pool. Everything is about what the stuff that they have. And the more stuff you have, the more it costs. It's gonna take more than 2 incomes to run a household. Pretty soon we're gonna be going back to our children still living at home and everybody being a village. I don't want my children to leave. My household right now is me, my 12-year-old son, my 18-year-old daughter, and her fiance.
I'm waving and saying hello. See?
Hi, we didn't see you. We couldn't see you.
Nia, come in.
I
Hi.
feel very respectable. See, I can say hi. I can say hi.
No, we couldn't see you.
No,
We
no.
couldn't
Because
see
you see her. We're gonna get shut down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like I don't want my daughter and her fiance to move out, but they want their own house because that's what we've been taught, that we want to be grown and get our own. But I don't mind my children still being at home. I kind of like it.
But here's the thing.
well, we got that. We got that community where it's 4 incomes because my children are now adults and they both work. Well,
Yeah.
the 2 of them that are here with me, they work, so we all chip in. So yes.
Jay, we
And
can
you live
start a
in LA.
poly. I'm gonna come to Florida. We can start a poly.
Well, we in Georgia, so they chose to leave.
He in Tampa.
I'm in Cleveland. I'm not.
He keep trying to get me to come to.
I'm
He
in
keep
LA.
trying to get me to come to
Yeah,
Tampa.
I used to live in LA, and I used to live in everywhere.
Demon DeSantis is what's keeping me from Florida.
Dude, say it again. Say it again.
The Demon DeSantis is what's keeping me from Florida.
It's too many stipulations on Florida for me right now.
I love going to Orlando to fly out of it, but I go in and get out.
That part.
If DeSantis gets put out of office before June, then I'll come to Florida.
Because he destroying the economy. He don't know it.
Absolutely.
But
I'm like, yeah, I got family down there. I don't even want to go visit them.
Yeah,
the
it's
reason why she didn't poke her face in is because she, like he said, we in our house, and she walking around naked.
that's fine.
As she should.
He said, "Fuck him."
That part, J Dub. That part.
Yeah, that
Fuck
part,
him.
Jay. But yeah,
But-
people
Sit and spin.
people aren't looking at the benefits of being poly. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Well, they don't. Yeah, I think they don't know what they are because they're so
stuck on sex.
They're stuck on. You know what I hear a lot of women
Well, they're
say?
stuck on.
I ain't sharing my man.
Yeah, they're stuck on they're stuck on antiquated thought process. That's what they're stuck
Or
on.
the men. Now we can get another woman in this house, but she can't have no other dick.
That part. Yeah, nah, homie. It don't work like that.
Antiquated thought processes are alive and well. Let's just put it that way. They're just alive. And we are still drumming into, our women,
Patriarchy.
our young women, the things that you all just got done saying. And we're not making any progress in the fact that these young girls are, to me, they are not strong enough to be in a poly relationship. Mentally, physically, emotionally, these young girls are angry all the time. They are so, I don't know what's going on, but they are so freaking angry. They talk angry. They act angry. It's not even about being mannish or anything like that. It's just anger and disappointment is what I kind of hear them when I'm driving them in my car. Everything is, I'm going to fight. I'm going to kick somebody's ass. I'm going to beat that girl up. I'm going to do this. And they're not even fighting over anything we're fighting over. They don't even know what they're fighting over. They sound like the Hatfields and the McCoys. When
they're fighting over their sense of control, or their sense of, I'm just trying to hold on to something until I can get what I know I really require, but right now this is what I can have.
They don't even know what they require.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now,
yeah.
Yes, they do.
Now, me on the other hand, I'll fight, but I know why I'm fighting.
These girls
I had somebody call me Miss Piggy last week. I was like, oh, okay. I'm Miss Piggy. Okay. I wanted to fight her just because she called me Miss Piggy.
They said
that's all she had on me was that I was fat.
They said they are fighting the fact that they are half raised. That's a possibility.
I mean, look, so I'm going to explain some things. Jay has a podcast of his all. of his own,
Mhm.
and he
I
calls it
want to
the
come on,
village.
Jay. Let's go. I'm gonna
He's
come on, Jay.
he calls his fans the village, and they're lions and lionesses, and then he's
Ooh,
got the cockroaches and the roaches, and
we
you
step on
know,
those.
huh?
Do we step on the roaches?
We do, but the roaches are usually the women that tend to be a little ratchet and raise their kids a little ratchet with no respect.
Um,
Yeah. So me and him go at it all the time because some of the stuff that he feels is our young ladies being half raised, and some of it is them being half raised, but it's some of it that their mamas didn't have the knowledge either. So how you gonna fully raise somebody when you was half raised yourself?
Well, and once again, we get back to what do I always talk about? Babies raising babies. It has affected us.
But you know
It
what?
has.
It's always been babies raising babies. And I know women that had kids at 13, 14 years old, and they kids are some of the best kids on the fucking planet and
But
got respect.
unfortunately, they are the minority. There, I'm
It
not
does
saying,
speak
I'm not
to us.
saying all. I didn't say all. I just said it is the result. A lot of this is the result of babies raising babies. And when I talk about babies raising babies, I'm talking about mentality. I'm talking about
Okay.
young girls that have I'm and I've met some of these young girls. I've worked with these young girls. Their thought process has stopped at the fact that I want to have a baby. I'm having a baby, and they don't know anything about what it takes to provide or to raise a child,
Yes,
because
You're right.
they still want to go out and I'm gonna drop the baby off over my mom. My mom gonna watch her while I go party again. I need to
And that's why my granddaughter,
go party. Now,
my oldest daughter, my 19-year-old, she just recently moved out. I have a 1-year-old grandbaby. She don't get that out of me. She be like, Mama, you always going out. When you gonna stay home and watch the baby? I raised y'all already.
that part.
That's the accountability of the responsibility. We teach our kids.
I raised y'all already. I stayed at home in my 20s and my 30s and raised y'all. I'm 40 in October. I'm going out.
I'm empty
See.
nest, honey.
I got an issue with people when people get mad and say, "Why don't you stay home like you said and watch your grandbaby?" I didn't have sex with the baby's father to watch the child. When you want to do adult actions, there are adult consequences and adult responsibilities.
That's what I was
So,
taught.
so
And when I had somebody to watch my kids, I paid somebody
that
to
part.
watch my kids.
So when I got married with my oldest children, I moved back home to be close to have a support base. I told my grandmother, I will buy the diapers, I will buy his formula, I'll buy everything you need if you so that way, because she said you're not gonna pay me. That was what she wanted. She told me no, I'll buy his diapers, I'll buy his formula. Just tell me what he needs. That's how families are supposed to work. Not the expectation that because you grandma, I want to go out, grandma. So you're supposed to watch the baby. No, my life, like you said, my life of raising children stopped. My responsibility of raising children stopped when you got grown. My responsibility of raising you stopped when you decided to become an adult.
And I didn't even slow down till I had my son, because then I had 2 kids. When it was just me and my daughter, the one that still lives with me, because my oldest is adopted. I got her later in life. But my 18-year-old, I wanted to go somewhere. She was on my hip and with me.
Because that was your baby. This is what parents, and I don't blame the children for why they act the way they act. Parents have given children this thought of entitlement.
Entitlement. Yep.
The entitlement. You see, there she is. She put clothes on.
Hi, honey.
hi, baby.
I had the clothes on.
Don't worry, me too.
See, again,
I know.
this.
So my father gave me 3 rules when I was teen. He had all boys. No babies, no drugs, and no jail. I didn't have my first child until I was 29.
Here's the thing.
Now I got
When
6.
when I say once again, when being an educator, working in sex education classes where they teach you how to get pregnant, and that's it.
They do
When-
teach you to get pregnant. That is literally what it does.
That's what it insert here. But we are not teaching any of the other responsibilities that go along with raising a child. A lot of times we have these young boys, the young men that as soon as they find out the girl is pregnant, they're walking out the door the other direction.
Okay.
There's nothing to hold them there.
It's mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
It's nothing to hold them there. And even if they do find out, or they do know that they are the father of the child or the daddy of the child, they're still gone. And that comes from, I still feel, my personal opinion is, it's deep rooted. Once again, we can go back to slavery when our families were torn apart. Men were sold off to go someplace else.
You didn't have to go that far.
Generational.
You don't have to go that far. You just got to go when they started giving women welfare. Daddy can't be in the house.
That part.
We ain't got to go back to slavery.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, you don't have to go back to slavery, but if you go back to slavery, you see that they've always been trying to separate us. They started that with slavery. They kept it going with welfare. They kept it going with welfare because they no longer had slavery to do it.
And they will continue to find different ways to break us apart, as well as we do it. We're doing it now because we're conditioned.
These men and women hate each other now. Oh my God. I'm getting tired of social media. Social media has given them the opportunity to let us destroy ourselves from within.
Boy.
You got men who they say they can't stand women who say they can't stand men, but yet y'all want to fuck each other. Excuse my language, ladies. But
they want to do it, but they don't want no one else to do it.
And Jay, forgive me for saying this. I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck this body count bullshit is.
I'm so sick of people asking me my body count. Why do you want to know?
Because it is a reason for them to have a reason to bitch and moan about something that they cannot control because it hurts their feelings, because they have an idea that it has something to do with them.
If you ask me my body count, you're proving to me that your feelings is going to be hurt, because no real man cares about goddamn body count.
First of all, nobody. I don't even know what the hell that is, but I'm happy that's a great
altar. Yes,
I will explain it to you, JewCee.
Wait a minute, no. You don't have to explain to me. I understand what it is, but I'm not. Nobody would dare ask me that, because nobody that respects who they are and who I am would dare ask that question. So you have to understand. Consider the source. Okay, always consider the source. If someone is asking you that type of a question, and let's say we're adults, obviously if I've said, I'm married, or I've been married, I've had this, I've had that, that's all you really need to know about, because those are the ones that were significant to me. And if you can't answer the same question, if I were to ask it to you, don't ask of me what you can't do for me. Don't ask of me what I can't ask of you. Don't do that.
I told her
more importantly, to my ladies out there, stop running to the red flags, because that is one.
Ooh, yep.
Did I say that? Did I say it aloud? Do not run to the red flag. That is a red flag. Do not run to
and you cannot change the red flag. You cannot. I repeat, you cannot change the red flag.
You cannot. That's a major red flag. So
it's there.
This is my answer to that, because I've had guys ask me. And I've shot them down really quickly, because I'm not giving the answer. I say, if you really need the answer to that question, then I'm not the woman for you. Because the only two that matter are the two that gave me children.
That part.
My answer would be is the same as when I'm out somewhere and somebody walks up to me and they want to talk to me supposedly, but the worst line that you could ever say to me is, So, where your man at? Because
Now,
my
That's
response
a little too
is
personal for me.
my response is why? Did you want to talk to him?
That's a little too
wait,
personal for
but
me.
wait. Why would you ask if you got a man? Because who's to say you don't have a woman?
It doesn't matter.
No, no, no.
Who's
But
to
I'm
say I
Doesn't
saying,
don't-
matter if
hold
you're
on, who's to say
approaching
that I don't have
somebody, you
one?
even care.
Who's to say that I don't have more than one?
But if
That's
you're
fine.
trying to talk to me, you trying to get to know me, then get to know me.
Why are you
Don't-
asking about somebody else? Because I'm gonna assume you want to sleep with them and not me.
That's me. So you gay now?
well,
I'm like, honey,
you'll be surprised how many will do that today. But that's a whole nother
Right.
story.
and I'm
but-
all for it. But it's just like I said, don't walk up to guys. If that's one of your opening lines, let it go. Because you're
How
not
about
doing
just
it.
saying hi?
Just like
How about just
Thank
saying
you.
hi? Just say hi.
Thank
I live
you.
in Indianapolis, where the Black population and the Black lifestyle population is severely small. People be like, "Oh, you Purple Rain, never mind."
Okay,
I'm
so
so
well,
glad you
in the
know
life,
not to approach me, then, honey.
so Salter said, well, in the LS, they may want to ask the permission to deal with you. Okay, but
we're not. I'm just
I
out. I didn't say the lifestyle. I just said
We
I'm
were
just
just-
out.
Right.
out.
Yeah, that's a whole different.
Life-
That's a but in the lifestyle, but even in the lifestyle,
There's a correct way to act.
as Purple Rain just said, it's a small community. If you at a function, most of the time, if it's done right, everybody has done introductions before the playing starts.
Well, let's not even go there. In the
So
lifestyle,
I'm just
lifestyle, if you're looking for permission, you're not coming to me first anyway. If you know I'm there with somebody,
that part.
you going to
And
him
also-
anyway.
And not only that, but there's a way to ask. If I'm with somebody, hello, good evening. It's nice to blah blah blah. Are you with anyone?
Not
Are
yet.
you
Where your
here?
man
Are you
Don't say where your man at, because I'm
not
gonna
where
say
your man at?
But even now, today, with social media, if you're going to a function, most groups have a page or something where there is like you said, Salsa's protocol. Most people know, like if I have a group, JewCee said I have a group. She's in my group.
Mm-hmm.
If a man comes to JewCee sideways, JewCee knows to come to me because I'm gonna light him up. Because no man is supposed, because it says it in the thing. If you want to talk to somebody, ask in the group, can I talk to you? Just don't jump in DMs. Of course, you always got some that
Chamber.
do it anyway.
Jay,
So,
we'll fix that for you, babe.
right. But just because we're in the lifestyle doesn't entitle anybody to anything.
That part.
Because just because everybody here's lifestyle, Purple Rain, like I said, I find you attractive. I got to get to know you to see if you even think that I'm worthy to talk to you. And then if we are, okay, we have regular conversation. You have kids, I have kids. What do you do for a living? You live in India, I live in outside of Savannah. So right there, we know it's a distance.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have to see, are we willing to deal with that before we can deal with anything else? I think people have lost that basic foundation building of relationships.
Yeah.
That's where the biggest problem is. People just want to go from point A to point Z and forget about B, C,
D
all the way down.
Yeah.
Because the house is built with what?
Can we get through the
how-
first 5 letters of the alphabet before you run to Z?
You got to do the
Right.
foundation, honey. You got to do the foundation work. Yeah.
And I think because social media has made it so instantaneous, cell phones, texting, people don't want to talk no more.
Yeah. A lot of people think, as I say, people think relationships are like instant grits. You just add water. Nobody wants to put in.
No.
Nobody wants to
I add
put in the
milk,
work.
but I get what you're saying.
Right. Nobody.
Right, but the whole right there, that's a whole, as we were saying earlier, everything is not a one size fits all.
Right. You can do your milk. I can do milk sometimes, but I mostly do the water.
But we have people, both men and women, men. Some men lead with their wallets, then they get mad when a woman only looks at them for their wallet. Then we got some women who lead with their bodies, and then wonder why they get treated like bait when they see when sharks are in the water.
Mhm.
How you come at me will tell me how I'm supposed to react to you. If you say, I just want to fuck, we just gonna fuck. That's gonna be the relationship. But if you want to get to know me, really know me, you're gonna take time and conversation and dedicate that time in order to get to know me, because people think I'm attractive, people think they like my conversation, but they don't like the fact that I don't tolerate bullshit too well. You can't tell me, oh, can you pick me up? Oh, why you want me to pick you up? I don't have a car. Okay, I don't have a problem. You don't have a car, but don't tell me at the last minute, come pick you up from work because you don't have Uber money. That's not my job when we in the foundation. Now, if you ask, hey, I'm kind of short on money. As a friend, can you come pick me up? Don't make it the expectation that because we talking, all of a sudden I'm supposed to come pick you up and stop my whole day because because goes back to what we said earlier. Even in the dating phase, they become property. I'm not exclusive with you because we dating. We're dating.
Vetting, in essence.
Yes, bet.
But see, that part I usually always have a problem with, because in the dating phase, the men want to still be able to do everything that they do, but the moment they know a woman is dating multiple men,
they lose their mind.
They lose their whole mind.
The whole mind.
And
they be bugging on me. It's like I'm supposed to be on the phone with one person all day, every day. I am SINGLE and dating.
Can I be your one and only? No, because that's no such thing.
And I am dating, and I'm poly, so you'll never be my only.
But see, that's the mindset there. Well, I'm gonna change you because this is who I am.
No,
we've discussed that.
Let's not. I'm about to be 40. Ain't nothing gonna change me.
Well, guys,
I'm at the fucking stage now.
I'm a Taurus. I change when I want to change.
The only thing that's changing about me is that I no longer take bullshit from bullshitters.
Say it again. Say it again for the cheap seats, baby.
And I'm dealing with my own issues about my career choices. Nope. I'm chasing my dreams. My kids are 12 and 18. I'm 40.
My last is about to be 19 next month.
What? I'm about to start doing stuff that I should have done when I had a 2-year-old on my hip. That's what I'm doing.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to that time, y'all. So
she's throwing us off.
We are everybody's evolving. Everyone changes. Everybody hopefully learns from their mistakes and moves forward. That is always a plus. The next part is this was an intro. We got a little off topic, but that's okay. That happens on this show, so that's okay.
Well, did we get off topic?
It's not a.
I don't think we did.
They all kind of conjecture together, and that's the one thing I like about when we do different topics. Yes, we have a set topic, but we go off into other things that connect that topic and the reasons for that topic.
Absolutely.
Which proves our education. Proves that we ain't just talking, we know it.
So the other thing is that we need to talk about. You all know that. Okay. So really quick, because it's
oh yes, we do, because we gotta go too.
We have to go. So once again, Mark, thank you so much for joining us.
It's good to actually see you this time, because the last time.
Oh yeah, go ahead, because I got something I gotta tell JewCee.
Yeah,
I gotta tell y'all.
I think the last time we were on Blog Talk, the last time we had Mark on,
right.
So this time we actually got to see you. Yay!
Yes. So Mark, before we get your information, so everybody can know how to reach you, I would like to announce very quickly on behalf of the ladies of the Erotic 7, we have rescheduled the Ebony Erotic Experience, the Second Coming Burlesque Edition, to April 26th and 27th, 2024.
Yes.
Now, let us explain why really quickly. A lot of you were having a conflict with the date, and a lot of people found out about this event later on. Although we have been advertising it since January 9th, a lot of people, it didn't pick up a lot of traction until later on. And maybe some of you already had plans. We do know that there's another event going on in the state of Ohio where some of our friends are actually attending that event, which is
And
wonderful.
and one in Atlanta as well.
And there's one in Atlanta, and there's one here, and there's one
There's one
there.
in
And you know what?
Chicago, and yeah.
What we're gonna do is this: April 26th and 27th. Clear your damn calendar. Bring
Right
your
now.
ass to Cleveland and let us have some fun, some real live, honest to goodness fun. We are going to have a little something for everyone. We have not changed that. We're going to update. We are slowly but surely updating everything. So give us until the end of the week to make sure that all of the sites are updated for you all, as we have
Okay.
a wonderful location. Once again, actually, what we've gotten, listen to this. We have a new, it's even more private. It's so cute. So this venue is owned by the venue that we were going to be at, but he thought that this particular venue would fit us a little bit better. And damn it, he was right. He's right. Very private. We still got 2 floors. We still have an outdoor patio area on the second floor. Let me just tell you, it is absolutely gorgeous. And we're going to do a tour of it again and put the video up for everybody to see this venue. So make sure you go out, you get your tickets. Do not hesitate. Do not delay. Do not wait. April 26th and 27th. It is going down, whether we have 100 people or whether we have 10 people. We are having the Ebony Erotic Experience, April 26th
It's
and
going
27th
down.
in Cleveland, Ohio. The second coming, the burlesque edition. So you got plenty of time now to get your outfits. You've got plenty of time to get your tickets. You've got plenty of time because we know, like we said, we did a poll. We understand. We get it. We've done some other polls. We've talked to a lot of people. Just get your tickets. Just get your ticket. Bring your ass. Bring your ass. Just come on. We're gonna have some good times. We really are. We really are. So
You know you want to.
right.
You really know you want to.
I
Look,
need Jay
my
and
ass
Salters
let
and
me
Lorenzo
just
Exactly. There's no
and
excuses now.
Exactly.
We have moved
Anthony
it.
and Moses. I need all of y'all to go get y'all's tickets
and
ASAP.
here's
That
the, and
part.
here's
I need y'all to check in next
And
week and
Jay,
say
you
got
ain't
your
got no
ticket.
excuse not to have your ticket because your room is already booked.
Let's
here's
go.
the
Come
thing,
on.
guys. New location. It is simply stunning. It's got this rustic and elegant feel altogether. So it's very burlesque. It's absolutely
Don't tell them. Just tell them to bring it. Just tell them to bring your asses.
bring
That
your
part.
ass.
Right. We ain't telling you shit else. Let's go. Come
Bring your
on.
asses.
So we're
Just
gonna
bring
have a
your
good
ass.
time. We're gonna have a good time.
Do
So
you want to see the ladies of the erotic 7? Do you want to see our featured artists and featured guests? Do you want to see the vendors? Do you want the glory hole? Do you want the house of euphoria? Do you want, I mean, like, it's so much. Do you want
I
that?
just
Then
want to
let's
beat
go.
on some ass. Oh, guess what I learned how to do, you guys?
Oh, what?
I learned how to Florentine my floggers.
Yay!
you excuse us. You learned how to do what?
Florentine my floggers.
Oh.
That's for everybody to go look up. Let them go look it up.
No, I wanted them to hear what she said because not everybody was so busy.
Sorry, I learned
Thank
to
you.
Florentine my floggers. So now I got some rhythm and
Let's go. So that means that y'all need to show the fuck up at the Ebony Erotic Experience, the second coming burlesque edition happening April 26th and 27th. So bring your ass.
Cleveland, Ohio.
So
Cleveland, Ohio.
bring your ass to Ohio.
Come see me.
And guess what? It ain't gonna be that cold either.
it's
It's
not.
not.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be in Ohio every weekend of April. Lord Jesus.
And I'm gonna
Just
fly
move
in,
just
and
move-
I'm gonna
just move
fly
to
in with
I
my
got
warm
Ohio.
weather
I got
and
a
my half
fashion
nakedness
show.
because I'm gonna be
I got a
down in my
pageant
waist, and I'm gonna be looking
competition,
all good.
and then EEE. I'm in either Cincinnati, Columbus, or Cleveland the whole month.
Oh, you
Ohio
doing,
loves you,
damn, she's doing
apparently.
71 all the way. She's doing 71 up the whole state. But
A whole state.
So, Mark, let
Okay.
everybody know how they can reach you, hun.
Yes.
You can reach me out on Facebook at Mark Mosley, MarcMosley. You will see my face. I'm on Instagram at the Quiet of C3. That's Instagram and Twitter. I'm also co-hosting a trip to hedonism next year.
Mm.
Ooh,
October-
I need to talk to you about that.
October 19th through 24th.
Birthday
If
trip.
you would like to go up until September 1st, the deposit for the room is $75 per person. Yes,
75.
real.
And where is it?
$75
Where it's gonna be? It's gonna be where?
It's in the
Hedonism
grill.
too.
The grill.
It's in the grill.
2023 or 2024?
2024.
And so up until September 1st of 2023, the deposit is $75.
It's $75. Yes.
Okay.
I'm
And
in.
what are the
I'm
That'll
in.
be
rooms?
my 41st birthday celebration.
What are the rooms?
45th for me.
There are all categories open. Now, if you want a premium room, because those who have not been to Hedo lately,
I've never been.
they have changed some of the rooms. You now have rooms that are called premium rooms where you have room service. You have liquor in your room. You have double sinks. You have bigger showers. You have hot tubs and a balcony to sit on.
I just need anyway,
Is
I'll
that
be sending you
75 have a person?
and
Say that again?
you
Is
need
that
you
75
need a
per
passport.
person?
Y'all need a pass.
Per person, yes. And it's non-refundable.
Okay, so I'll be sending you a deposit of $150, even though I don't know who my plus one gonna be yet. I'm gonna figure it out.
Okay.
I will send you my 75 because it's gonna be just me and I'm gonna have fun. How about that?
Okay, so what I'm going to do, JewCee has me as a friend on Facebook.
I think I do too.
You can find me on Facebook.
I'm gonna find you.
I will add you to the, because she's already, matter of fact, I think you're already in the group.
Who, me?
Because I set up a whole no, JewCee.
Oh,
I set up a whole group that has all the information.
Mm-hmm.
What's the group, Mark?
It's a private group, so you would have to add me as a friend, and then I would, because
Let me make sure. I think I may have you. Let me make sure I have you.
Okay, well, you guys can work that out.
yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta get out
yeah,
of here.
but and also I have a group called Club Chocolate City. We talk about all areas of the lifestyle, regular adult stuff that we talk about every day. We have a poly group, a swinging group, a BDSM group, and an LGBT group.
I need to be
So
in
that
all
way-
of them.
Yes,
Where have you
and we
been
have a
my
BDSM
whole life,
group too,
bruh?
because we said that the Black community has to have all. We want the Black community to be able to be who they are without judgment, without ridicule, and without shame.
I agree.
This is why we've known each other for over 20 years, y'all.
Yes, I met JewCee on Yahoo.
Over
I met
360.
JewCee
Let's go
on
back.
Yahoo
Yahoo 360.
when I lived in Akron and she was in Cleveland at the time. Then she moved to Indy. Then she moved back to Cleveland.
Okay.
That's how long I've known this lady here.
Okay, I see. I just sent you a message
So,
for more info. Yes.
while
The
he
grill.
was
Here we come.
while he was talking about all of his info, Jay asked the date, so I'm just gonna reiterate for those that didn't hear, especially Jay. The event is April 26th through the 27th. 26th and 27th of April.
In Cleveland,
in
Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio. And babe, I'll inbox you the information.
And if you're looking for Mark's dates, his dates are October
19 through the 24th.
19th
And
through
you
the
can stay
24th,
5, 6, or
2024.
7 days.
These are both in 2024. Both in 2024. All right, guys. I love y'all so much. You know what? We got to get out of here because I got a lot to do tomorrow. Trying to stay
Purple
on
Rain.
track.
What is your name on Facebook?
Mine, Jasmine Purple Rain. And
All right.
Purple Rain is spelled REIGN.
Oh, I figured that out when JewCee told me that you were going to be the host tonight. Look at that.
Went right to it, didn't you?
Right to it.
All right, you guys, look, remember, we will be back next Monday night where Miss Siren will take the lead. Yes.
What you talking about so I can come back and talk some shit?
We don't know yet.
I don't know yet, but I'll definitely let you know. I promise.
Because I like this Monday night conversation.
So we do this every Monday night. We're getting ready for football season. We're gonna have our scores. We're gonna beat Lorenzo this year to get the scores up faster.
We're gonna have the scores
That part.
before we get online.
Right.
That part, you know what? It's okay, Lorenzo. You can have
Good
them, baby. You
night.
can have it. Good night.
So make sure you
Good
guys
night, ladies.
tune in next Monday night. Once again, we'll be right back here on all of our platforms. Make sure you stick and stay with us for a wonderful, wonderful,
We love you
marvelous
too,
Monday
Jackie.
on JewCee Tales Erotic Chat. For myself, Ms. JewCee, and my beautiful co-host, Miss Siren, and the lovely Purple Rain. Remember to enjoy, enlighten, and embrace eroticism. We'll see you back here 9:30 Eastern Time, 8:30 Central Time, 6:30 for our folks out on the West Coast, and 10:30 for our people and wonderful family in Barbados. So make sure you join us next Monday night right here for more JewCee Tales Erotic Chat.